Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game news. It is November 10th, 2020, and these are the top stories of the day. To kick things off, congratulations to Microsoft on the successful launch of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. You know, it's a pretty cool thing to be around for the launch of new hardware. Whether you consider this the start of the next generation or you considered Nintendo Switch to be the start of Generation 9, you can't help but say, well, this is the first dedicated, pure home console of Generation 9, and Nintendo Switch was the first console of Gen 9 in some capacity. Okay, so regardless, this is pretty exciting. You know, Microsoft's last machine was the Xbox One back in 2013. So that's a nice 7 years, which is a healthy amount of time in between the two. Of course, we've had some revisions along the way, like the One S and then eventually the pretty beefy One X. But yeah, here's to a new era of gaming. Stores are sold out very quickly, as is expected. Price gouging is going crazy on eBay and Amazon. If you wait it out, you will be able to secure a Series S or X at a later date in the year. You know, stores will restock, online retailers will restock, but they're always going to be sold out very quickly. So if you do want one now, if you do want one in the first week and you were not able to pre-order one successfully a couple of months ago when they went online, yeah, you have to suck it up and pay a few hundred extra dollars from eBay or Amazon or something like that. But if you can wait and not need one day one, then you'll save money and get it for the MSRP of $500 or $300 respectively for X or S. But at least you have options. You know, without having a single AAA exclusive Microsoft or Rare built exclusive for either platform, you could even say that, hey, if you are an existing owner of an Xbox One S or Xbox One X, then you might not necessarily need this upgrade immediately, you know? Most of the titles out are still available on your older system and function just fine. Of course, if you want to play something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you want to enjoy it in 4K on your Xbox Series X and play it in probably the best place to play it, then you know this is your best option. But without having a major exclusive, and with, at least for now, Microsoft's best reason for owning an Xbox title being Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you could technically get most of what Microsoft is offering this console generation that's one day old with your old system or with a competent PC or via cloud gaming even. I do expect that in time Xbox will be more formidable of a console in terms of exclusives, you know, especially with the acquisition of Bethesda. Things like, you know, future Doom titles, Wolfenstein titles we may see only on Xbox or exclusive to the Xbox brand of consoles for like a year before coming to Nintendo or PlayStation. Time remains to be seen, but for now, the most attractive thing is definitely Game Pass Ultimate. Now, I've spoken on the channel before of why that's such a good deal, but I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it right now because some people don't know about this. You look at Xbox Live Gold, okay, the ability to play games online on Xbox, and you could do this for $10 a month, or you could pay $60 a year if you pay for it up front. $60 a year isn't that bad, right? Okay, now you look at a service like Game Pass Ultimate, $15 a month, clearly more expensive, you know, especially when you add that up, that's $180 a year. But there is a way how you could get Game Pass Ultimate for just $60. And that is if you buy 1 year's worth of Xbox Live Gold and you pay that $60, Microsoft allows you to upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate for just $1. So you would pay that 60 up front, upgrade for $1, and you would get all the benefits of Xbox Live Gold, all of the benefits of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and the newly added in EA Play. So that's a $180 value basically for just 61 bucks. And you could do this for up to 3 years. So you could buy yourself, 3 separate 1-year subscriptions to Xbox Live Gold. That's $180. Do the one-time upgrade for $1, or if you've already used that $1 upgrade fee in the past for the trial, for instance, a one-time fee of $15. So you're looking at $181 or $196, okay? And you'd have 3 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, a tremendous value at that point. You're looking at 3 years of $180, right? That's $540 in gaming for $181, $196. Tremendous. You would get all Microsoft in-house games day one for free, everything accessible, anything that comes out from Rare, anything that comes out from Bethesda, anything that comes out naturally on EA Play, as that's now bundled in, plus access to 100 plus titles at all time, the freebies that come out from Xbox Live Gold. Think about it, it's just a phenomenal value. Of course, what people want are the heavy hitters. We want to see the big Gears of War. We want to see Perfect Dark in Banjo-Kazooie. We want to see that Doom 2, that Wolfenstein 3. Give us the next Killer Instinct. Continue with Battletoads. Bust out these exclusives. And then not only do you have a phenomenal amount of titles, but you have, those killer apps, those AAA titles that you could only get on Xbox. That will, I think, be the shift into bringing Xbox into higher territory, because they already have the best subscription service in gaming. If you think about renting games back in the day, whether it was your local mom and pop shop or something more popular of a chain like a Blockbuster, you pay somewhere from $2 to $5, $7 to rent a game for a few days, and that was it. And if you wanted to rent, 20 games a year, which is less than one game every 2 weeks, depending on the amount of money for the rental, that could be $100 easily. You're looking at paying less than that, $60 for access to 100 plus games a year. That's tremendous. Now it's a rental service, essentially. You don't own them forever. It's kind of like Netflix. But a lot of people have transitioned into being okay with that type of method. You don't own the movies on Netflix. You don't own The Witcher or any of the films that you watch. They're just there for rental, and you're kind of done with them. So if you're kind of gamer that doesn't need to own everything, but just wants to play through it, have dozens and dozens of hours, and just kind of keep it there available, Game Pass Ultimate might be for you. Another cool thing is that you actually get the benefit of, if you do want to buy the game later, oftentimes everything is on discount for you. So instead of buying the game for $60, it might be on sale for $48 or for $40, thanks to you being a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. This is also really nice because, just from the standpoint of being financially responsible, if you're a budget gamer, you don't have expendable money just to do whatever you want with. This is a way that you get the most entertainment for your dollar, and that goes a long way. So for a lot of people, it's really smart. So I'm definitely pretty happy with the direction that Microsoft is going. I just hope that for their sake, and for my sake, because they have some IP that I really care about, that they look to their past and they allow their developers and encourage their developers to make big exclusives, make the big moves. If Rare is told, hey, you could do what you want with your own IP, that's okay. But if you look at it and say that man, years have passed since we've had the last Perfect Dark. Let the initiative roll with it, which might be happening. Encourage some sharing of some other competent developers out there that could work with you with your own vision and establish these IPs once again. And I think you'll see some nostalgic crowd flock over and make Xbox their brand of choice. I don't necessarily side with a company and saying, I personally hope they do this to win or to beat the other. The way I kind of talk is what I want to see as a gamer, as a fan, and also what I think would work for each company, in particular. Like I provide advice, you know, as if Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony are watching and saying, Microsoft, if you want to get a bigger fan base, this is what you're doing well, incorporate this. Sony, you're doing a fine job. If you want to do well, take this approach and amplify it as such. Nintendo, you're the market leader currently. You're doing fine. Don't lose the reins. Do this, Looking at all three, looking at their strengths, looking at potential weaknesses, and trying to find a way how I would say improve your own game so that you could succeed. I'm not getting paid to help out any one of the three. I just do it for fun. But looking forward to seeing how many Xbox Series X and S consoles were shipped, the rate at which they sold, how many millions will be out there within the next 6 weeks until December 31st. What's the attachment rate of new Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions to new systems being sold? What are the best individual sellers, Of course, what's the final release date for Halo Infinite? And yeah, there are a few things that I'm pretty excited about. It's also going to be really cool to look at November sales because, I'm a numbers guy, and Nintendo put out their quarter financial report, which is mind-blowing high how well they sold in that quarter. And in the fourth quarter of the year, it's their best quarter ever. And Nintendo Switch, they have at least one big game coming out in the holidays, which is November 20th, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. They're also coming off strong off of a Animal Crossing dominated year, and they've got Pokemon DLC and their evergreen titles still kicking in. They've got bundles, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and newly re-released Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch bundle. So Nintendo's not going anywhere for the holidays, but I want to see how well can Nintendo Switch hang on in terms of hardware sales against the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5. I think all three systems are going to do very well this November and December, and it'll be cool to see who's the winner. And again, if you're a gamer of any of the three, you're going to be a winner. But I think that's enough talk on the Xbox Series X. Looks like a cool launch. It was nice seeing Nintendo's Doug Bowser get in on the fun, and they congratulated Microsoft on the Xbox Series X and S launch, and, Microsoft had a fun reply tweet saying like, wow, from the big boss man, Bowser himself, cool, thank you. And, it's cool to see that mutual respect between the two Redmond, Washington companies. Even though Nintendo is headquartered out of Japan, in Washington, Redmond, Xbox and Microsoft, Xbox and Nintendo are pretty close to each other in the actual city. Buildings are not that far apart. It's kind of cool. But, Nintendo and Microsoft have definitely gotten along well this generation with Minecraft, with Banjo-Kazooie, and Smash Brothers. And it will be interesting to see what they have going forward, because even things like Cuphead and Ori were pleasant surprises. So yeah, I might do my own Xbox Series X video of comparison footage between how games look like running on my Xbox One X and my Xbox Series X, but that'll be another video for another time, and I may pick a game that has that next gen upgrade, such as Doom Eternal or Mortal Kombat 11, or we'll see what is touted as, oh, this is the one that has the biggest difference, and I'll pick that, but more to come later on in PGN's future videos. Anyhow, moving along from this topic, Nintendo announced today that their Superstar Tea and their Super Mushroom Tea are back on sale, so if you go to Nintendo's shop, you should be able to pick them up. I expect them to be sold out quickly yet again, but this obviously is for the upcoming Nintendo Splatfest and Splatoon 2. I'm Team Superstar over Super Mushroom, but I'll probably get both shirts because they are pretty cool. I like the splashy effect, and yeah, it just looks like a nice pair of shirts to wear. I'd almost feel guilty wearing them too often because the art looks so nice that I don't want them to get ruined. But yeah, if you missed out on the shirt the first time around, check out Nintendo's store for the opportunity to buy it again. And finally today, I told you that Apple had that one more thing, right? Well, they had their event today, and it is the future of the Mac. Their MacBook Air was revealed, I should say. It's actually coming out next week, so very soon. Their M1 chip is the big thing that they're showing, going silicon. You can see that the MacBook Air starts off at $1,000. The big boy, the MacBook Pro, starts off at $1,300, and then they've got the Mac Mini, $700 for a 7-inch square surface little device, about yay tall, and it will have a basic version of the other two, less guts. And in fact, it says right here, new guts, more glory. By less guts, I mean, it's not as powerful of a device, but insanely portable. Still gives you the opportunity to hook your Mac Mini up to 2 monitors, and if you wish, and you just supply your own keyboard and mouse, and there you go. Of course, speakers and all of that stuff if you wish, and forward-facing cameras and etc. But essentially you need a mouse, a keyboard, and a monitor. So $700 is a pretty attractive entry point if you're looking to get into the Mac family. How does this relate to video game news? Well, it is a strong processor. It is advanced for Apple. It's quick. It's multi-core, and you can see that right here. Graphics are being touted with the M1 chip. Performance booster, great tools for development if you're composing music, videos, pictures, modifying lighting. They even show in this very slideshow, if I'm not mistaken, a tab for gaming, and here you've got the Xbox One controller being displayed as one of the potentials that you could use to play on this device. Typically, if you want a gaming computer, you go PC. However, the Mac lineup looks to be competent, so not too much to show. If you're interested in the products themselves, you could go to apple.com and check out the Macs and the 3 different ones and look at the lineups and see what type of RAM storage you want and so forth. But cool event. And it's kind of funny because at the end they had one little teaser of the whole revisit from the early 2000s. Hi, I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. And it was the same actor from back in the day kind of poking fun at how PCs are slower and less competent, etc. Now, personally, I'm on a PC right now. I am used to the Windows setup, but Mac is good as well for what it does. So if it's for you, there it is. That, I think, will do it for Video Game News with Paul Gale Network today. I appreciate you watching. Thank you for your time. Congratulations once again to Microsoft with the Xbox Series X and S. I'm looking forward to playing. Let me know, are you getting either console? What do you think of this new generation of platforms? Are you excited? What do you think of the Nintendo shirts? Are you going to get either? And what do you think of the new Apple Mac lineup? Are you even a Mac person, or are you more of a PC gamer slash user? All right. Thanks again. Hope you all have a good day. See you next time. Bye.